What's up guys, it's Mark, and today we have got another MLB news video for you. Some sad news, especially if you're a Mets fan. Now you may notice I'm in a different background, shout out to Wheels, at his house right now because there's a decent sized hurricane coming towards South Carolina, and I'm not trying to be there without power, electricity, water, all that stuff for like a week, so I'm hanging out at Wheels' place for a bit. So shout out to Wheels, link in the description if you like Madden. But as many of you already know, and you see from the title of this video, we are going to be talking about David Wright of the New York Mets. Near and dear to my heart, one of my favorite players of all time, and just the whole story about David Wright. So New York Mets and David Wright had a press conference today at 1:45 at Citi Field, talking about the future of David Wright with the New York Mets, whether or not he's going to play this season, essentially what's going to happen with David Wright and the Mets for the rest of his career. Now, David Wright has been up with the Mets for quite some time now. He's been at Citi Field for almost all the games. He was with them on the road trips. It was always a matter of when is David Wright going to come back. He'd been playing simulated games, insert clip of him hitting a home run in one. So as a Met fan, you've been going, he's ready. When is he coming back? What is the whole deal? Because John Rico, one of the three GMs that the Mets have, had been talking about how David Wright, we don't know what his plan is. He's not ready to come back. He still has a lot to prove. David Wright, for pretty much since he's been rehabbing in St. Lucie, has been talking about how he's ready to play. He wants to come back. He wants to get back in on the field. But we finally got some insight and news as to what's going to happen. So the good news is that David Wright will be playing a game as a New York Met this season. The Mets are going to activate him off the 60-day DL on September 25th, and he will play on the final homestand against the Miami Marlins Saturday, September 29th. And let me tell you something, I wanted to go to this game badly to begin with, but the other news makes me want to go even more because this is probably, well, not probably, this is going to be the last time we see David Wright play baseball, and especially for the Mets. Later on in the press conference, David Wright gets a question in regards to whether or not this is going to be the end of his career, what's going to go on for the future with him.
David, just to be clear, because you didn't say it, but this is it, right? This final weekend, and then
I will say, physically, and the way I feel right now, and from everything that the doctors have told me, there's not going to be any improvement. So, yeah, I don't see that as a possibility.
So yeah, David Wright is going to be retiring. That is going to be his final game as a New York Met, game 161 of 162 on the season. It's going to be this whole sending off ceremony. I think if you go on StubHub, the tickets right now currently say David Wright retirement ceremony, which just blows my mind because we knew it was coming, but it doesn't seem real until you actually see it. You're like, nah, you know what? He's going to come back. He's going to be fine. But that's just not the case. As you heard him say, he said the doctors pretty much said there's not going to be any improvement in his physical health for the rest of his life. He's not going to be able to be the player that he once was. He's going to be limited for the rest of his life. Also, how many times did I say rest of his life in that sentence? So it's unfortunate because you don't want to see a guy go out of baseball because of an injury. But with David Wright, it's a little bit different. The dude has not played a game since 2016. And in 2015 and 2016, I think he played 38 and 37 games each season. So he really hasn't played a full MLB season since 2014. 2015, of course, the World Series year, he hit that huge home run in the World Series. I was at that game, still gives me goosebumps to this day. It's up there with the Mike Piazza 9/11 home run as one of the best moments in Mets history that I got to witness. 2016, he tried to come back again. He just couldn't get healthy. The spinal stenosis, concussions, neck injuries, everything was just going wrong for David Wright. So it's nice to see that he's going to be able to go out in a game, final at bat, he gets to decide how it goes. It's not going to be the injury that stops him. He's going to be able to get on the field for a final game. He's not just going to be remembered as a guy who played 2 years ago. So if you thought I wanted to go to this game before hearing about the retirement news, I'm trying to get to this game as soon as possible. I was looking up flights on Kayak. They're like under $200. Slight possibility. I mean, if we hit 1,000 likes on this video, I think I'll be able to pay for that flight. So, you know, it's up to you. You want to see me go to the game? Hit the like button. Get viewers. Nah, I'm just kidding. But really, I'm sort of kind of considering it. It's probably not going to happen. I've been spending a lot of money recently going to meet Jabari. I'm now at Wheels's. I'm going to TwitchCon at the end of October, so I got to be a little careful. I still got student classes to pay for. Student classes, yeah, that's definitely what they're called. I still got classes to pay for, but it's in the back of my mind. You know, maybe there's a good deal that pops up, like $99 round trip from South Carolina to New Jersey. So if that pops up, I'll be going. Now, when you look back at David Wright's career as a New York Met, because that's the only team he's played for, he's the captain of the USA team. He's one of the all-time great Mets, and that's with these injury issues that he's had. But when you look at his numbers from 2004 to 2013, which was essentially the prime of his career, and afterwards he was injury-stricken, his numbers were absolutely insane. The dude was on pace to be a Hall of Famer. He was on pace to be one of the best third basemen of all time. He was an absolute stud. Let's read some of the numbers out for you, so I'll give you a little heads up here. 2005, 27 home runs, 102 RBIs, 306 average, 388 on base, 912 OPS, 140 OPS plus. 2006, the big year for the Mets, NLCS. 26 home runs, 116 RBIs, 311 batting average, 381 on base, 531 slugging, 912 OPS. I mean, I could keep going. 2007, 30 home runs, 107 RBIs, 325 average, 416 on base. The year after that, 33, 124, 302, 390. Every single year, this dude was essentially the best third baseman in baseball. Now, yes, of course, as he got older and his health deteriorated, his numbers did go down, but that's not what you're going to remember him as a Mets fan. You're going to remember him as the beast that was David Wright. You're going to remember him for making those bare-hand catch against San Diego. You're going to remember him for making that bare-hand catch on a pop-up. You're going to remember him for the big home runs he hit. You're going to remember him playing with Jose Reyes, the good days.
Ooh, a little broken bat, and oh, David Wright! What a play! There's David Wright's first big league hit. And it should be good for two, and it will be. Right. Into the air to center field. Damon going back to the warning track. It's over his head, and the Mets win it! And this one's hit deep to left field. Back goes Ibanez, and the Mets take the lead. 2-1. And Wright lines it into the right field corner. The U.S. wins it!
Line drive up the middle, base hit! Tejada's going to score. 2-run score for the Mets. And David Wright, the captain, comes up big. There goes Granderson. Fly ball center field. Pretty well hit. Fowler goes back. He won't get there.
So the fact that he at least gets to retire on his own terms, the injury, you know, he gets to come back. He gets to play a game. I think that's huge. I've talked about it in other videos, but if he just retired and never played a game again, that was going to be pretty lame. Not because of him and the person he is, but just because you want to see him come back. He's worked so hard to get back on the field, so at least he gets to do it for one more game. When you go on Twitter, pretty much everybody feels the exact same way about what's happening. Everybody's like, David Wright is an absolute class act. I think you had Ken Rosenthal, John Heyman. Anybody who's covered baseball has the nicest things to say about David Wright. I've never heard anything bad about him. People who aren't even Mets fans were like, damn, that press conference got to me. I was tearing up a little bit. Now, I'm not going to say that I was tearing up because I wasn't. I watched it on my phone. I was good. But you definitely got it in the feels. David Wright was crying a little bit. I mean, I would too if you knew that your career was ending and you just didn't get to do it the way you wanted.
I think I'm hopefully out of tears for this one. And lastly, my family and friends. Mom, Dad. And thanks for always being my rock and my foundation.
Or you could have at least known what you could have been, because that's what David Wright's probably thinking is, damn, what could have been. But he was crying. He's super emotional. This is going to be the first time he gets to play in front of his daughters. He's never done that before, so he's super excited about that. The dude's just all around a class act, and I'm so glad that he's at least going to be able to play, get his ovation, get the recognition he deserves, and go out on his own terms. I would love to know what you guys think about this David Wright's. I'd love to know what you think about the David Wright situation down in the comment section below. Don't click off yet, though. We're going to talk about a few more baseball things. Postseason is getting even crazier. The race is coming down to the line. The Yankees are only one game up on Oakland. The Brewers are only one back of the Cubs. And the Dodgers are only 1.5 back of the Rockies in the West. This playoff race is going to be insane. I did a video on it already, card in the top right-hand corner of the screen. But it's going to be so sick coming down the line, which leads me into the next thing I want to talk about. I'm going to leave a link to a Discord in the description down below. I'm going to make a Discord where we can talk about baseball, we can get in calls and talk and stuff, because I have a plan for something to do on Twitch, maybe YouTube. I don't know. You guys can let me know. But essentially, during these big games at the end of the season and in the playoffs, what I want to do is essentially like a viewing party type thing. I'd be going live on YouTube or Twitch. We'd be watching the game together. Now, I cannot put the game actually on the screen, but I'll have like gameplay or MLB Game Day on there, so you'll be seeing play-by-play stuff going on. But essentially, going to be watching the game with you guys. I think this is a cool little thing we can do during big playoff games. Get in the Discord, maybe get some people in on the call, talking, giving their opinions on what's going on. So I think it could be a lot of fun. So I'm going to leave a link to the Discord in the description down below. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. They're also down there, as well as my Twitch, I believe, because I'm still undecided whether it's going to be Twitch or YouTube. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool idea. We'll just be talking baseball in that Discord, all that good stuff. So if you like baseball, that's the place to be. And I think, yeah, that's pretty much going to lead us to the end of this video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. Also, make sure you check out the Jabari video in case you didn't see it. I met Jabari Blash. We still got 2 more videos coming, but this was more important right now. And you know what the deal is. YouTube recommends you watch this video, as well as this is my most recent upload, which is the Jabari video. So click it. You can also click my face to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. And yeah, this is probably going to be a backdrop for a couple days, so enjoy it.